Moo. 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 Oh, vamos. Moo. Moo. Oi. I got a question about the pastures. Been having the sheep here with some kind of holistic management framework and a grazing plan for almost 5 years now, and it's amazing to see what has happened. I needed to film the lambs now when they have been here in this paddock for 1.5 days or so. So I'm gonna move them, but I needed to film everyone here now and film the lambs now, because when they go into the new paddock they will disappear in the grass. So this is what it looks like now after 1.5 days, and this is what it looked like before. So I'm gonna put them here now. I don't know if you can see this on the camera. And a few years ago this place was only barely knee-deep grass and very, how to say, sparse and malnourished, I would say, but I don't know if that's the correct term for grass. But yeah. Kom då! Where did they go? Is there a sheep there? Looks like there's one. Yeah. They disappeared. Here comes two. 3. There is still a lot of grass left here. They could have been here for several more days, I guess. Not so happy that they are now, but they would have something to eat at least. But the idea here is a part of the grass gets trampled and much of the grass is left still standing, and so there should be grass left on the paddock that they leave. And the idea is that if there is grass here, then the photosynthesis, or whatever one should call this process, is still functioning here. So the microlife in the soil the grass and the sun still has the relationship that it should have. If I were to leave them here and completely graze it down to stubble, then the vitality of this place would diminish, most likely. And the relationship between all the insects and the microlife in the soil and the things that makes the nutrients available for all this grass also suffers. And the cover is making it so that the sun is hurting the soil more, and so on and so on. And there is a fine relationship between all these things that when you try to manage pasture and grazing animals holistically, you take into account all of these things. And it's such a joy to move them every other day or every day into new, fresh pastures, and also see how the biodiversity of the pastures are thriving and becoming greater. Yeah, it's the best time of the day when you can let them over to new pasture. Okay, so this is very interesting. I just moved them here, and this is the last paddock on this part of the land. And next move tomorrow or the day after is going to be here. And this is where we started. And these two different fields have different histories. These have not been plowed for maybe 20 years. That's just a guess, but at least it has not been plowed for the last 15 years, that much I know. But this was plowed 2019, and it has also been harvested for winter feed 2 times every year, and also it has been fertilized with the floating cow dung kind after each harvest. But it's, I guess, in the standard, or how to say, conventional way of farming, it's time to plow this again now and restart it, so to speak. But now this piece of land is under our care, and I have now a challenge to try to boost the vitality on this field. Every time you plow, you restart it, much of the microlife is gone, and so you need to have external inputs to make it grow. And also, if you don't have the animals on the land at all, then that's a loss for the relationship between the animals and the grass as well. But the interesting part now is, like, there is so many species of grass here and leaves, and when you walk through here, the insects just fly everywhere, and it's like teeming with life. And here there's just a couple of different kinds of species. Yeah, it's more of a monoculture here, so this is very boring, or how to say, compared to on the other side of the line here. So and I notice it on the sheep as well. They are not as satisfied here when they are here than they are there. But this place, it was the first time this summer they were here, and this place is now the second time they were gonna come here. So we have now closed the circle on the fields that we have access to. So it's time to start moving a little bit slower. So next time they come back here, I will try to make it about 60 days before they come back here again, because later in the summer it grows slower. But here it was 30 days since they were here, so it's, yeah, the vitality can be better. One of the things when doing this is, like, you boost the vitality faster if you have more animals. More trampling, more manure, a faster turnaround. In our situation, the winter feed, or access to winter feed, which is not part of the equation here yet, so we are not completely self-sufficient, so to speak. We buy the winter feed from another farmer in another village, so the loop is not entirely closed yet. I don't really know how to do. Sometime soon we're gonna start harvesting on that side 1 year and on this side the other year, but I want the vitality here to become better first. Oh no, where was I? I was thinking about something, but this is one of my favorite topics, and there is so much to say. Yeah, anyway, they're gonna move here find. We'll see if I can find a grass that has been. You can see on this piece of grass. I will point with my nose here. This one is grazed, and then it has grown this much after the first round of grazing here. Most of the grass on this field now has one of these that are grazed, and it would be more than this if I would have more animals. Yeah. So, but what I was going to say was that my challenge now is to get this as diverse as that one. And how do I do that in the fastest and best way possible? One thought is that if I could perhaps plow some strips here and plant some other kind of species like flowers and stuff, just some small strips. I don't know. Or just, I guess the best way would be to have a lot more animals. I don't know. It's gonna be exciting to see how this will respond to adaptive grazing or holistically planned grazing, or whatever term to use. What is this constant sound? Constant sound.
Silence is a rare thing nowadays.
And usually when it's silent, then something bad is happening. You found something that you shouldn't have.
My sourdough bread. They are getting better. Haha. New obsession unlocked. Enar! Vad är det? Kackar du? Nej. Hörru du, vad gör du? Are you pooping? I just changed your diaper, baby. Mm-hmm. He's frustrated he can't get in the cabinet yet. Hello, Ivar, 100 years old, has started to carry himself a chair that he can rest on when he needs to. Har du en stol?
Och ser du på det här bladet då?
Oj, det var stort. That was a big one. Taraxacum. Isn't that the... Heter det inte så? Maskros.
Jag vet inte om det är maskrosblad.
Jo, det är det.
Hur vet du det?
Dandelion. Taraxacum.
Hur vet du att det är maskrosblad?
Det syns på den. Huge dandelion. So, after our last gardening episode I was supposed to video the outcome or result. Now I've been weeding again. So here it is. Looks pretty good. Some salad. Jag filmar nu baby. Motherworth. Valerian. I don't know, they haven't grown so much because of the rain. I guess they look a little haggard. This is a new one. Sömntuta. I have no idea what it is in English. Poppies. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't know. It's not much to say. I just feel happy with how the garden looked this year. Maybe because I could decide myself where to plant things. And Mathias cut the grass here, so it looks quite orderly. Me and Ivar has been collecting branches that are like a V like this, to use as a support for plants. Like this. Show our messy outdoor kitchen. We need to do the dishes.
Här, mamma. Det blev lite trångt att hålla i den.
Okay. Gick det bra? Good job. Something that grows in my garden very much is the rhubarb, and that's a really must-have for the summer. It's very summery. Something that I really like to do every summer with my rhubarb is rhubarb compote, and that's a real summery thing that we have for dessert or breakfast or when we have our tea or whatever. It's really nice. So it's really easy recipe, and I don't have any measurements because I do it like my mom and just do it. So you take your rhubarb and wash it and cut it in like centimeter pieces. Add it in a pot. Add water, not above the rhubarb, just below the surface of the rhubarb. And sugar, and then you boil it for like 10 minutes until it's soft. Then you add potato starch that you have whipped out in a little bit of cold water. Add it to the rhubarb and let it boil for a while and see it thicken. It should have I don't know, the consistency of like a thick soup. A little bit like I don't know, slightly loose porridge. Can I have that as a reference? I'm not sure. I will add a clip on it so you see sort of how it looks. I like it on the thicker side. When you have the right thickness, you taste it and see if it needs more sugar, because it's kind of sour. And then you just let it cool. Then you eat it with cream, like not whipped cream, just the cream, or milk and cream together. It's really good. That's a nice summer dessert or treat.
Are you hungry? It is early morning. Tova and the boys are still asleep. I got some morning chores done, feeding the chickens and lighting the stove and so on. In the last episode we left you with a little cliffhanger, and I don't know if you're gonna get disappointed by it, but for me this is very, very important. A very important puzzle piece for this cabin build. And the puzzle piece came to me so beautifully. Tova's sister was on a visit and we were checking out this build and talking about it and what's next and so on. And I was talking about that I wanted to build a certain kind of fireplace here that is called, I guess directly translated, a Finnish mass heater. It's just a big piece that has a large mass, a lot of bricks and clay that can absorb a lot of heat and then give it out into the room during the whole day. And I was like, how do I learn how to build this? And I was talking about visiting. I have some friends that have these kind of fireplaces, and I'm talking to one in Norway now that are going to build one. And I was telling her that my plan is to jump into the RV and go visit these places and talk about these fireplaces and how to build them. And then she took up her phone and she started searching for images, and I told her to search for Finnish mass heater and Johannes, which is one of the most knowledgeable builders of those here in Sweden now. And then some information about a course came up. Just in the neighboring village. And I was like, whoa, check that out. I need to know what that is. And it was Johannes who were gonna have a course, but it was 2 weeks ago, so it was too late. And then she continued reading a little bit, and then it said, okay, so the course is postponed. So it's in 1 week instead. And I was like pulling up my phone and registering to the course immediately. So I've been for some years now thinking about how should the perfect fireplace look like in this cabin, and so we can have heat and warmth. Har du vaknat? Då sov vi.
Jag vaknar nu.
Har lillebror vaknat också?
Nej, han sover.
Sover han? Har mamma vaknat?
Nej.
Nej, okej.
Men han kanske vaknar nu. Jag vet inte.
Ja, det är dags, vi har mycket att göra idag.
Ja.
Where was I? Yeah, so I've been thinking about how to build this fireplace here for years, and specifically this Finnish mass heater I've been thinking about the last year or so. I had other plans before, but it has slowly evolved, and now I have other plans. And definitely after this course now, this is the Finnish mass heater is the thing I'm gonna build here. It's a very, very nice process. Just bricks and clay, and very easy to build with clay instead of concrete. Very nice material to work with. I didn't have any experience with building with clay before, so this was a very nice experience. And also the chimney, very easy. No problem at all. And I've been, I guess, laying sleepless some nights thinking about how should I do this and how can I learn it and where can I learn it. And it came to me like that. Incredible. So now on this concrete slab here, a Finnish mass heater and the chimney, and then also perhaps a cooking stove that I build with bricks instead of ordering a very expensive one in cast iron. I just get the cast iron top and then build all the smoke channels and fireplace with bricks. That would be nice. I'm a little bit unsure about that yet, but I need to visit some folks that have done it, and yeah, everything seems very much easier now after I have experienced this course on how to build this Finnish mass heater. I will show you some footage from the course. We didn't finish it, so I'm going back there in a couple of weeks and help them finish it as well, because I want to see all the steps. Even though we got all the essentials, the essential principles from the course, how to build one of these. But since it's so close by here, I can go there and help them finish it as well. And talk about, I guess, the kitchen stove with Johannes, perhaps. But yeah, so I will show you some footage from this, and you can see it's very easy, and you can build these however you want. It's just the principles, the fire chamber, the smoke tunnels, or what to call them, and just make it easy to clean the soot from the chimney and the smoke channels, and then that's it. And just lots of bricks, and make it as heavy as possible. You could also make it smaller, but then it has less effect, I guess. The fantasy is the limit. Now the question for us is, how do we design it? How do we want it? Do we want a baking oven instead of like with flat flames like this, or the fire chamber and then an oven on top, or how do we want it? So I guess that's some more sleepless nights, but hopefully that's not something to lose sleep over. That's just the fun part, designing it and deciding how it should be, not how do we do it in the first place, so to speak.
Vinkel på den.
Jag tycker nog på den. Vi behöver cykeln sen.
So yeah, that was a relief, a true relief for me to be able to attend that course and learn how to build one of those fireplaces. Very nice, very nice. As usual, these videos would not be possible without our patrons. Every day we are so grateful for you. You are making these videos possible. And much of our lives here, I guess. So we are so thankful.
Tack. Oj. Tack.
Tack så mycket. Well, this episode has been a lot of talking about interesting topics, I guess. Interesting for us. Hope it was interesting for you as well. That's it for this episode. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Ses i nästa video.
Aha, ska vi gå och väcka mamma?
Ja, du som att vara vaken.
Ay, ay, ay. I'm soon gonna be hairless.